Morning, everybody. I am absolutely delighted to welcome you all here today to Createch. And I am particularly delighted to welcome our international delegations that are here with us today. If you're from any of these delegations, give me a wave. Somebody, give me a wave who's traveled from overseas. Yes, one person apparently. No, there's a few more of you. Absolutely delighted to welcome you. Also delighted to welcome people that are here from the UK. Anybody from the UK? Yes. Quite a few people from the UK. So together you are proof that creativity and technology does not need or know borders. I'm so pleased that so many of you could join us. We actually have to create an overspill area, such was the demand today for this conference. Now, before we get going, I had to start with great, big, enormous thank yous to all of these organizations, because without you, today really would not have been possible. So, and feel free to clap and whoop as I say these names. To Dentsu Aegis, yes, to Imagination, Kingston Smith, Lewis Silkin, King.com, Digital Capital, and Facebook. Thank you. Now, I'm also particularly grateful to our strategic partners, the Department for International Trade and the British government and Tech London advocates as well. But the real masterminds of today and the people really responsible for coming up with Createch in the first place, for the strategy, for the design and execution, are its joint project directors, the absolutely incredible, as my American colleagues would say, awesome, Janet Hull and Christine Loziak. Give them a great big round of applause. Thank you. Everything that is good about today has come because of your vision, determination, and a heck of a lot of hard work and graft. So thank you so very, very much. Now, last week, as is pretty common for me, I was on a plane, and I was thinking a little bit about what I was actually going to say today. And I was reflecting on my diary for the month of May. And in just 1 month, I saw the incredible play Quiz. Anybody see that play? The one by James Graham. And one of the last performances of Ferryman came to its end of its year-long run before it goes off to Broadway. It was at the Gielgud Theatre, written by Jez Butterworth and directed by Sam Mendes. Any Star Wars fans? Anybody go and see Solo? A few Star Wars fans, yes. And one of the things that I was thinking about was that that Millennium Falcon was able to do the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs, whatever that means. And that was all done from a studio lot here at Pinewood. And I've also spent copious amounts of money with brands and designers like Roxander and had fun hanging out in Topshop with my daughter. So there is no question that even in the last few months, or even in the last few weeks, the UK Korean industries have made me laugh, they've made me feel special, they've made me kind of escape to a galaxy far, far away. And I think that is what is great about the industries that we represent. They have the extraordinary power to take us out of ourselves, to be able to confront new possibilities, to make us think, to make us creative. And so I could not be prouder to stand up for Createch and the creative industries. Now, the Creative Industries Council was formed 6 years ago. And when we launched, our whole mission and desire was to create a united voice for the creative sector that would be able to come together as one industry and to work with government in partnership, to be able to identify the barriers to growth, to work out ways to remove them, and to then build and capitalize on the UK's strength in the sector. Now, over the last 6 years, we have had incredible contributions from our industry champions and allies from all across the creative sectors, from advertising, from architecture, arts, culture, craft, design, fashion, film and TV, and games and publishing. And ministers and officials in successive governments have given just as much to make this work, and with great results. And so, in March of this year, we were able to launch our first ever sector deal with the government, one of only 3 deals published and concluded so far. And under the deal, the industry and government will invest together more than £150 million jointly in the future of the creative sector here in the UK. Now, this is a breakthrough for the creative industries and a huge, huge vote of confidence in their ability to continue to deliver world-class performance. And I'm delighted that we'll be hearing more about it later from the Secretary of State, Matt Hancock, a few hours later this morning. So I think it is a great privilege to be part of such a vibrant sector at an incredibly exciting time. Because today, creative industries in the UK are making a record contribution of £92 billion a year to the UK economy. They account for 1 in 11 UK jobs and are generating new jobs at twice the rate of average of the economy as a whole. They are the fastest growing sector of the UK economy and also the fastest growing sector of the world economy. Now, we all know that we are going through a period of incredible change, and that change is happening at a pace that the likes of which none of us have ever seen before. It's being driven by digital and mobile, and it is affecting everything. Today, the smartphone in your hand has more computing power than NASA used to send the Apollo missions to the moon. And every 10 minutes, people create the same amount of content than the whole of humanity created between 2004 and the beginning of time. And the new digital economy has the creative industries right at its heart. And this collision of creative and tech is breaking new ground, and it is happening right here in the UK. And then that in part is because that we have incredible strength and depth in both the creative side and also on the creative side, especially when it comes to talent. And also because the UK has been a welcome home to leading technology and also creative investment. Now, when I think about my own company, Facebook has now been in the UK for over 10 years. And just last December, we opened our new home here in London, and at the same time announced that in 2018, we would have 800 new jobs that will then in turn make London Facebook's biggest engineering hub outside of the US. Now, the office is also home to Facebook's first startup incubator that is aiming to help to support the growth of the UK's innovative startup community. The creativity, the technology skills, and the entrepreneurial approach that are built into the UK's ecosystem, that's what makes it such a great place for companies like Facebook to be able to grow. Enabling creativity and technology to thrive together is absolutely crucial. And Facebook has created a company culture that forces its own disruption, that gets people out of their comfort zone, encourages them to take risks, to explore new ideas together, to move fast, and to use the best possible design and engineering to make that a reality. And that happens best when you have rich digital and a creative environment. And the UK, I am proud to say, has strengths in both. Now, London's tech startup ecosystem ranks third globally, and it's just behind Silicon Valley and New York. And the recent Tech Nation report shows digital clusters spread out way beyond London, right across the UK, driving growth and employment at double the rate of other sectors. Now, Createch is still in its infancy, but already in the UK is estimated to contribute £40 billion a year to the country's gross value added. And the emerging and exciting projects that we see are in areas like virtual and augmented reality, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things. And you're going to be hearing a lot more about innovations in these fields and others throughout the day. So the potential is clear. And if you take just one example, PwC have forecast that there will be 16 million virtual reality headsets in the UK by 2021. They predict that VR will grow more quickly than any other entertainment and media industry, and that by 2021, which, let's face it, is not very far away, will reach a value of more than £800 million. But it's not just happening here in the UK. Like fintech and biotech before it, Createch is already creating waves around the world, featuring since our conference last year at the Festival of Creativity in India and at South by Southwest Festival earlier this year. And so that's why today I am pleased that together with the Creative Industries Council and in association with Tech London Advocates, we are able to launch our Createch resource book. And that is what it looks like. And you all have a copy of it on your seats. Now, this resource book is a map to guide people through the top creatively led businesses that are leading the way in their use of technology, and the top technology-led businesses harnessing the commercial and potential of creativity. There are 200 businesses in the book, and these are all early adopters of the Createch diverse strands. Now, taken together, I'm sure you'll agree that they are evidence of the breadth and depth of the creative and digital excellence that is already happening right here in the UK. And thanks to the support of the Department for International Trade, the resource book is going to be part of the way that the UK projects itself in the British embassies and trade missions all over the globe. So nothing happens if you don't work for it. And the UK is able to lead in Createch because of the work done to be a welcome home for these industries. But it is vital that we learn how to keep the success on track and to make sure that we build for the future, because we still have a long way to go. But the last 6 years for me have shown how much better we can be when we come together and when we collaborate together. I've been fortunate to be involved with the Creative Industries Council since the beginning, and it has been an incredible privilege to play a part. Doing this role, I've worked alongside and learned from some of the most extraordinary and inspiring people in the sector. They are the ones that are truly the hidden secrets behind the UK's amazing success. But after nearly 6 years chairing the council, it is time for somebody else to take over. And as I told the council yesterday at the meeting, I'm now going to be stepping by and making the way for a new chair to take this amazing organisation forward. I feel a little bit teary as I'm sharing this with all of you. But I also have tears of joy because I am absolutely delighted that Tim Davie, the CEO of BBC Worldwide, is going to be my successor. So I just wanted to say congratulations to Tim, who's here. Let's give him a round of applause. So thank you to all of you for being here today to play your part, and thank you for all you have done for getting us where we've got to today. Now at Facebook, for those of you that have visited our offices, we've got message and slogans and posters all around our buildings. And they're there kind of to remind us of the things that matter to us. And also it's what makes our culture what it is, and hopefully our business a success. But my favorite saying is a simple one. And it's the one that just says that the journey is 1% done. And even though already Createch has gone so far, I just think that we're really just getting going, and that there is still so much more that we can do. All of you here today are here because you're part of this exciting adventure, and it really can't happen without you. But if we work together, then it definitely can't fail. Please make sure you have a fantastic time today. Make sure you meet someone new. And thank you for being part of this country and also this sector's very exciting and dynamic future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nicola. You didn't know I was going to do this, but hello everyone, Tim Davie. I'm the incoming chair with the huge high-heeled shoes to fill. But we're a little bit behind anyway, so I'm going to be very quick. But you said nothing happens if you don't do the work. And 6 years, you've done so much work for the sector. I was with some politicians this morning, and the view of the creative industries, the way we're working with technology companies, has been transformed from being something that's seen as potentially marginal to the economy, that frankly, the future. And to be one of the sector deals first out of the traps for the government, I think has been an amazing achievement. You've brought through a raft of brilliant things to the sector. The other thing is it's not an easy sector because it's very fragmented. So versus some others, you can really drive, you are sometimes at a disadvantage. You needed a brilliant leader to bring that together, and we've had one. So Nicola, thank you very much. We're honoured and brilliant. And here are the very heavy flowers, apparently. Look at that. There you go. They're all yours. Well done. Right, on with business. Thank you, Nicola. Well done.